America's farmland is disappearing at an alarming rate, with large LLCs, Bill Gates, and of course China buying up large tracts of acreage. It's raising prices for everyone. Whether you want to raise cattle, breed horses, grow crops, or just have your own little slice of heaven, where can you still find a deal that ain't going to break the bank? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about 15 of the top states to buy affordable farmland.
Over the past 15 years, the value of farmland in the United States has grown steadily. According to USDA and NASS data, the average price per acre has risen from around $2,000 in 2009 to $4,000 in 2023. The topic of foreign land ownership, particularly by countries like China, has been a growing concern among many of the U.S. citizens.
A group of bipartisan lawmakers is investigating China purchasing a lot of American farmland, including some.
It's lack of control or the fact that China can control our food. Despite the political portion of this, it's important to note that in 2021, China actually owned less than 1% of all the foreign-held U.S. land. Actually, Canadian investors own the most land in the United States, with 12.8 million acres being owned. This makes up 31% of all the foreign-owned U.S. land. Other than that, you got the Netherlands at 12%, Italy at 7%, United Kingdom at 6%, and Germany at 6%, which means China still just has that measly 1%. But where can a local still find a deal on some farmland that ain't gonna break the bank? I mean, whether you're wanting several thousand acres, several hundred acres, or just a 5-acre tract to have a little mini farm on, there's still several places over the United States that you can still find a deal. Starting off our countdown at number 15 is Oregon. Oregon's farmland averages about $3,000 an acre, with 5.2% year-on-year appreciation. One thing that makes it so great is the fertile soil. This allows for a wide range of crops. However, one con is the higher cost of land compared to other states on the list. Factors contributing to Oregon's farmland prices include its strong agricultural infrastructure and proximity to major markets. Number 14 is West Virginia. With farmland priced around $21.50 per acre and a 12.6% appreciation rate, West Virginia offers affordable land with opportunities in homesteading and mineral rights ownership. A key pro is the potential for mineral extraction. West Virginia is known for its coal. The con is the shallow, acidic soil, which is not exactly ideal for growing pretty much any kind of plants. The prices on farmland in West Virginia are basically influenced by its mountainous terrain and coal mining industry, which dominates the state's whole economy. Number 13 is Mississippi. In Mississippi, farmland costs around $3,660 per acre, with a 4% annual appreciation. The state is known for its agricultural goods and livestock. This makes it a valuable investment to pretty much anyone. Again, this one has very rich soil, particularly in the Delta region, which is ideal for crops like soybean or cotton. However, the con is not all areas appreciate in value. Factors influencing this could be proximity to the Mississippi River, natural wildlife, and fishing opportunities. Number 12 is Maine. Maine's secluded farmland costs around $3,960 an acre. This one actually appreciates at 6.5% annually. The state leads in wild blueberry production and actually ranks second for maple syrup. One pro about this state is there are some large parcels of remote farmland which can have lower prices. The con is the harsh winters. This can shorten the growing season. Prices in this area vary based on its remoteness and high demand for local produce. Number 11 is Utah. Utah has some rugged terrain, which offers farmland at $2,140 an acre with actually 11.5% appreciation rate. That's a pretty nice return. It's suitable for cattle and dairy production despite having some challenging farming conditions with that terrain. The pro for this state, however, is it has a very favorable climate. The con, again, is the land, like we mentioned before, not suitable for many crops. Again, some of the factors influencing the prices of this land is the state's desert-like terrain, mountainous regions, and depending on what kind of outdoor activities and recreations might have in the area. Number 10 is Texas. Texas is a top producer for those interested in creating farms or ranches. It has farmland that costs around $2,750 an acre with a 13% annual appreciation rate. It benefits from long hot seasons and tax exemptions, and we all want those tax exemptions. A pro is the state's vast land area and favorable weather conditions for a long growing season. The con is the variability in land prices across the state. Texas farmland depends on the size, diverse climate, and strong agricultural facilities around it. With it being such a large state, the prices can vary more depending on what part of the state you're in. Number 9 is Kansas. Kansas is known for its grain production. Offers land around $4,610 an acre with a 9% appreciation rate. It's ideal for various investments, including leasing for hunting and farming. Pro is the state's extensive agricultural infrastructure, which means it can have some high grain yields and you can actually process it. The con, however, is drought. So with drought, you don't get the grain. Factors including this farmland pricing is the flat topography and strong demand for agricultural products. Number 8 is South Dakota. With farmland coming in around $3,920 an acre, South Dakota ranks high in farm income. The agricultural and friendly environment makes it a great investment, despite being somewhat isolated. The pro is what you can do here is high yield, so you can get an income producing on major field crops or cattle. The con, however, is it's got some pretty harsh winters. Prices here are influenced basically by the agricultural sector, and it has a very low population density. So if you don't like people, then this might be a good state to look at. Number 7 is Oklahoma. Oklahoma's farmland costs around $3,300 an acre. Appreciation is around 9.1% annually. It's a top producer in wheat and cattle, and it has a great infrastructure to handle both. One pro to Oklahoma is it has an extended growing season compared to some of the other ones on the list, and it has some relaxed regulations for you farmers. The con, however, is the lower farm income compared to other states. Land prices in the state are fluctuating depending on the agricultural diversity and rural development in the area. Number 6 is North Dakota. Farmland up here is priced around $2,630 an acre with 10.3% appreciation. It's known for dry beans and honey production with relaxed zoning rights. A pro in this state is it has pretty versatile soil suitable for crops or cattle. The con, however, is the extreme weather conditions, meaning also a shorter growing season. Factors influencing farmland prices are dependent upon the state's developed agricultural infrastructure and favorable farming policies it's farmer friendly, let's say. Number 5 is Colorado. Colorado offers farmland at $1,180 per acre. They get the benefit from some relaxed zoning laws. It's home to various agricultural and livestock industries, despite its kind of rugged terrain. The pro to this state is its beautiful scenery and outdoor activities that attract a lot of adventurers. The con is the challenging terrain for farming, which also attracts these same adventurers that we just talked about. Farmland prices are influenced in this state by the tourism industry and agricultural diversity. Number 4 is Nevada. In Nevada, farmland costs around $1,120 per acre, appreciating at only 0.9% annually. It's suitable for ranching and livestock despite its challenging climate for growing crops. The pro to this state is it has some large ranches at cheap prices, which is basically because it's a desert. Factors influencing these prices are the state's ranching laws and minimal rainfall. Number 3 is Montana. Montana's fertile farmland costs around just $968 per acre with a 5.6% appreciation. It's ideal for both ranching and cultivation, making it a lucrative investment option. The pro is the state's rich soil and diverse crops. The con, however, is the remote location of farmlands, which depending on who you are, that can be a pro too. Prices here are influenced on the state's agricultural heritage and vast natural resources. Number 2 is Wyoming. Wyoming offers farmland at just $671 per acre with 2% appreciation rate. It's an excellent choice for livestock farming with vast open grazing areas. Pro is the low property taxes and no state income tax. The con is limited infrastructure in remote areas, so you're on your own if you're out in the bush. Prices in this area are determined based on the state's open range laws and low population density. So again, if you don't like people, Wyoming might be the place to be. Now, the number one place where you can still find a deal on farmland that isn't going to break the bank is New Mexico. New Mexico boasts the cheapest farmland at $671 an acre. Despite its desert landscape, it's great for grazing and diverse farming projects. A pro is obviously the cost of land and strong network of local producers. The con is limited water resources. So again, you're in a desert. Farmland prices are influenced by the state's arid climate, so it's cheaper because it's a desert, and agricultural experimentation opportunities, meaning you better be creative if you want anything to grow here.
Now, if you're wondering what piece of land is probably the best value, you can look at the comparison chart we have right here, comparing the price per acre versus the appreciation you see year over year. Some of your major decisions, though, are going to be in some of these more economical land prices is going to be, do you plan to raise cattle or do you plan to grow crops? Because obviously you're going to need some really good ground to grow some quality crops. Whether you're looking for thousands of acres, hundreds of acres, or even just a little mini farm, we're connected with the hundreds of realtors around the country that can help you find the perfect place for you. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.